Celebrity matchmaker, author, and owner of the Sean Mackenzie agency, Jasmine Diaz.
We're back with Jasmine Diaz.
So, Jasmine, you're the founder of Sean Mackenzie Agency, and you definitely know a lot about matchmaking. Where should two single ladies like Melinda and I go to find a man?
Well, I would say this, it really depends on what kind of man you're looking for.
Okay.
Do you want a professional guy? Do you like the athletic type? Do you like ball players? What's your type?
Well, not broke.
Okay.
We know that.
No,
we
not
don't want broke.
I like creative guys.
Okay.
Yes, it would help if they were chocolate.
Okay.
All right,
Chocolate
I like a little
creatives
chocolate
and you
myself.
okay.
That's the Jersey in both of us.
Okay.
Chocolate. Now, how do you know when two people are a good match?
Wow, that is a really interesting question to me because I think that it's really hard to determine on the surface level whether two people are a really good fit. I think that people like Mariah Carey and her current husband, Nick Cannon, is a really awesome example of a couple that you wouldn't typically think would be a good match.
Okay.
But without knowing them and knowing their story and spending time with them, it would be difficult to determine if they're a good fit. So I don't typically like to say offhandedly, okay, these two people aren't a good match, but there are some signs. I think you could tell, how they communicate with each other as a couple, whether or not they seem to be happy or perhaps connected to one another. I think that's a really important element to a successful relationship. So if it seems like it's disconnected, it probably is.
So what prompted you to start Sean Mackenzie Agency?
I started the Sean Mackenzie Agency back in 2009. I've been working with Black professionals, executives types, as well as a small group of celebrities. And it's a business that I'm most proud of because I feel like I'm showing people that they can have the dream.
And so do you work with people that are just physically meeting each other? Do you advise people on online profiles?
Do you plan their weddings?
Well, we do a little bit of everything, I would say. I'm there from inception. Some people come to me because they want to work with a matchmaker to find love for marriage. Some people just want to get out of their dating rut and maybe just meet people casually. So that will really dictate whether or not they're working with me long-term versus short-term. When you come into my office and you say, look, I need a good guy or I need a good girl. And so my job is to sit down with them and to evaluate what they're looking for. And then we work together to try and connect you to someone who is that person. So from there, we plan dates, we set you up, and hopefully if it's a match, then I can be involved with planning engagements and weddings.
Is it different making matches for celebrities than it is for your average Black professional?
I would say that it is different, and here's why. Because I think that celebrities and professionals, they have similarities, but they're looking for two different types of things, and they have different sets of requirements. But a high profile or a celebrity client, of course, there's other considerations that have to be made. Being in the public eye is a really important thing or a problem for some people. And so having to assess whether you're with someone because they want you for your fame and your fortune and your lifestyle, that's something that that person has to consider that another person does not. So working with them and matching them tends to be a little bit more difficult because the selection process has to be more rigid and specific. And even with my celebrity clients, I can't often tell people that they're a celebrity.
Do your celebrity clients tend to request to be set up with celebrities or not?
It really depends. I've noticed that some people want normal life. They want the normal experience. Do you want the normal?
I don't have a normal life, so. and yes, I do want a normal life.
Yeah, I think most of those people would prefer not to date people in the industry. But
would you prefer to date a celebrity or just some working guy?
I quite honestly prefer to date a good man. However, I would love to date a celebrity only because a celebrity, I feel like they get it. They get my lifestyle. They get, they understand. Some days, I'm not going to work for 3 months in a row, and they're not going to come home and look at me crazy.
Right.
However, a regular person, I would love to date a normal, as they say, person. But if they got it, if they understood, again,
and I think
the
that's
lifestyle,
the challenge for someone like you who is a celebrity and why they often seek relationships in the industry because of that they know what I'm going through element.
Yeah.
And so, but with that being said, there brings a whole nother set of challenges with that person that knows what you're going through.
Sure.
They have scheduling issues.
Absolutely, exactly.
And so there's this life that happens as part of the celebrity brand that you are, and it's hard to merge those two lives. So I think that some people who are celebs, they do opt to try as best as they can to find someone who is normal, so to speak. But how it differs from like the executive type of person, obviously they don't have some of those challenges. They have other challenges like time. If they're committed to their jobs and they're a slave to the workplace, so to speak, then of course they are going to have challenges.
So what are some of the steps that can be taken to find, that you take to find, match people together?
Well, one of the steps I usually take, in a step that I would share with you lovely single ladies, is that one, you need to set your priorities, because I think that's a problem for a lot of people. They think they want to be in a relationship, but the relationship isn't really so much of a priority. Second step, I would say that you need to utilize the tools that are a part of your trade. And for most people, that's your calendar. So if you have a calendar, you want to set aside time to date, because that's the most important thing. Whether you're a celebrity or an executive, if you don't find time within your life to meet somebody, then obviously you're not going to meet anyone. The third step I would say is just to go into the situation with an open heart. And I know that kind of sounds the same as being open in some ways, but I think this is an important place that a lot of people miss, is that you need to be emotionally available, you need to be financially available for some people, mentally available, and that's an important thing when you're dating. And the last thing is just have fun. I think dating is supposed to be fun.
Okay.
So where are the men you brought for us to meet?
Girl, they're in my car.
Can you go get them?
Bachelor number one.
Just kidding.
Well, thank you, Jasmine, so much for being here. We're going to have to talk offset about this further.
Yes.
I am ready now. So, fellas, look out.
Watch it.
Watch out now. Continue the conversation at Facebook/ExhaleTV and let us know what you think.